welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to start putting these valve springs and cams in. Don't know how far we're going to get today, but I'm going to just pretty much go into them there. Might split the video into two halves, do one for the dual springs and then one for the cams maybe, but we'll see how we get on. So I've got everything I needed. Last thing I was waiting for was this tool. It's just to squash the valve springs. So you put that in there like that, and then you... Well, I'll do a video as I'm going and doing it all, but I've got everything. So I'm going to get all these dual valve springs. They're the retainers, they're the seats, and then I've got the injectors, but I probably won't even put the injectors on until the day it gets mapped. To be fair, once the cams are in, I'm probably not even going to run it. I'm going to probably have to get it trailered down to get it remapped, because I don't know if it will run with those cams on, probably not, or if it does it'll be lumpy as hell, but I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, let's start tearing into the car and getting all this off. Right, next step, take all these off. But you might want to take a picture of the layout, because obviously you've got tall ones, opposites. I'm always bad for not taking pictures of stuff when I'm taking it apart, because my memory is terrible if I'm honest. So always best to take a photo of what it looks like before you take it to bits. And then if you've got any doubts, you can just have a look back on your picture and then you know exactly where everything goes. Okay, so once these covers come off, you can tilt the cams back just a little bit, and then you can slip the chain straight off. So that's pretty much all I've done. Don't know if that's like the proper way to do it, but it works, and I didn't have to tilt them back too far for the chain to come off. Okay, so I've just got the cams swapped over. So these are the old ones, these are new ones. Got sprockets put over. On this bit of info there. Cool focus. Focus. Oh, there we go. 83 foot-pounds for the intake and 51 foot-pounds for the exhaust. So I had to use the little one for the exhaust and the bigger one for the intake, just because my little torque drive didn't go up to that. And it says use a little bit of Loctite as well. So yeah, they're all on with Loctite. You can kind of, I can tell from here, but I don't know how well you're able to tell, but the lobes on the bigger cams you can see visibly are a lot bigger. So it's going to be interesting to see how well they perform. I've never actually seen anyone with Skunk 2 Ultra 4 cams before, so hey, well, we're going to find out. So they're all off and done. I'll keep the old ones for a while just in case. And then yeah, all I need to do now is take the dual valve springs and put them in. So yeah, fair bit more to go, but we're getting there. Next step, try and get these bad boys off. I've already wedged them a bit. Just try and get them off. Let's keep these. Try and keep them together. If I can. Oh, there we go. Okay, here we go. So yeah, this tool's pretty good. It's worked pretty well. So that's a new one there. You can see that it looks a fair bit different to the others. Yeah, it went on pretty well. The only thing that's tricky is these little tabs. When you push it down to get the tabs out, but well, you don't actually have to. You can just tap them and get them off. But I squashed them down a little bit and then picked them out because I didn't want to just. I've seen people just hit them with a hammer and they pop out, but I didn't want to risk them flying everywhere and losing them, so I just squashed them down and took mine out. But the only other really important thing to remember, when you take these off, your valve can just drop into the cylinder. So what I've done is I've taken the spark plugs out and I've had a look down, and I've actually spun the crank and pushed the piston up to the very top. So when I had that off, the valve can't fall all the way into the cylinder, because if it does, you've got to take the head off, and that's a difference between, you know, a fairly easy job to a fairly big job. So yeah, that's pretty much the most important thing. Make sure your piston's all the way up and your valves can't drop into the cylinder, and then yeah, you save yourself so much pain. So yeah, the first one's on, it's done well, pretty happy with it, and I've only got 15 to go. So the first cylinder is done, looking pretty good. It's hard to tell in the video, but the thickness of those springs, the new ones, they are slightly thicker, so that's probably why they can handle more abuse. So yeah, that cylinder's done, so I'm going to go and do this cylinder now, because obviously these two pistons are both up and then these two are down. So I'll do this one, then I'll spin the crank, which will then push the middle pistons to the top, and then when they're at the top I'll start working on those, because for sure if I hadn't have done that, I would have dropped I think at least one of these valves into the cylinder head. The stem seals do tend to keep them where they are, but honestly it only takes a little knock and then they'll drop. So fortunately, yeah, I haven't lost one because the pistons are up. So yeah, I'll probably do a little time lapse now just of me doing one. I'll try and set camera up like here, something like that, and then yeah, I'll show you what it looks like doing one. Well, that's it now. On to the last one. Quite like the look of them. Look pretty good. Happy with how it's all gone, to be honest. So that's pretty much going to do it for this video. So the next video I'll be doing the cams and all the timing chain and all that stuff. Make sure it's all get timed up properly. Yeah, so that's about it for this video. If you want to watch the next video, please subscribe so you won't miss it. And yeah, if you like the video, please give it a like. Really appreciate all the support. So yeah, until next video, I'll see you later.